Hey everyone, it's Janine, your local realtor here for the Edmonton area. Today I'm going to be going over what happened in the market for January 23. How did we start the year off? Let's dive into it. Before we get too far, I just want to give you a quick reminder. This is about the city of Edmonton only. There are a lot of little towns and cities around like Sherwood Park, Beaumont, Nisku, St. Albert. All of those places aren't included in this report. However, we do work in those areas, so if you want to learn more about those specific areas, let me know and I'd be happy to show you. Okay, so we are starting with detached single-family homes. These homes are standalone homes, not a part of a condo board. We had just over 2,000 listings, or 2,000 active listings, and 383 sold. So just about 84% were active and 16% sold. So overall, we had just under 900 new listings for the month of January, and we had 383 sold. So for the month of January, we actually increased our listings quite a bit compared to December. So there's a little bit more movement on the seller side. We had 896 listings and 383 total sold. So just looking at the average price of single family homes, we did drop a little bit month to month and year to year, but we're not that far off though, really, when you think about it, because when you think about it, last year, where we were with interest rates, they were super low. And this year, well, we all know how many increases we've had. So in reality, it is not that big of a drop. And it also really depends on kind of the segment of the market that you're looking at, which we'll see later. So kind of just looking at the average price overall compared to last year. So if you see, there's the little orange dot there right under the blue one. So the top line here is your last year, and we are just slightly under it. So are we going to kind of follow the trend? Last year we saw this right around this moment. It started to really increase into the peak. I don't believe it's going to be as crazy as last year, but I do believe we are going to see a stronger market than what's kind of been expected and what's in the news, just simply because we are one of the most affordable cities across Canada right now, and there's a lot of relocation happening still. So I think that will play into it here in the coming months. Okay, so let's take a look at what's selling for single family homes. As you can see, the biggest range of solds happen between the $300,000 to $400,000 mark, and a little bit more in the $400,000 to $500,000 as well. So that's where a lot of the listings are. That's where a lot of the activity is happening. As you can tell, as we get over that $500,000 price point, there still are a lot of listings, but not as much activity for solds. And I do think this is just simply because of where we are with the interest rates. It's kind of pushing people back into the $300 to $500 range. Okay, so if we look at amount of inventory, and this kind of makes sense with what's been selling too, right? We are actually starting to get a little bit low on inventory again, between the $200,000 to the $400,000 range. As you increase in price, there's a lot of inventory. So if you are in the market for those kind of homes, I'm certain you can find a deal out there. If you are a seller at the $500 or plus mark, you want to make sure your listing's standing out. So price competitively, nice clean property, all those things can really affect your sale. So let's take a look at days on market. Again, no surprise, the shorter days are kind of in line with the $300,000 range. There is the kind of odd one out, like the $900,000 range, but that's just because there was, I think, only one or two sales. So it kind of skews it a little bit. So keep in mind as we go through all of this, actually, things can be a little skewed. It is just a very big overview of the market. So when you are ready to buy or ready to sell, it's very important that you look at your situation and what's going on around your area with your property. So sold at or over list price, we did have a little bit of an increase at how many we're selling at or over list price compared to last month. So that is a little bit of a sign. This is kind of where we started last year in January too. So will it continue? I don't know. No crystal ball here, but I do think it is kind of showing a little bit more strength coming into the market. Okay, let's look at some duplexes and townhomes. So remember, these can be a part of a condo and this can be a single family, so not in a condo. So, but all of them will be residential attached homes. If they are a part of a condo, the price is generally a little cheaper. And if they aren't, the price is a little bit more expensive. So that being said, it can kind of skew a little bit of the averages, but remember, this is just a general overview and just kind of a guide to see what's going on. So let's take a look. Okay, so we just have 710 active listings and 181 sold. So that's just under 80% active and just over 20% sold. For new listings, we had around the 350 mark and just under 200 sales. For the average price, month to month, we actually did see a little bit of an increase, and year to year, we did see a drop. This isn't really shocking to me that there is a little bit of an increase month to month, just because as we've seen with the single family homes, the most popular price range is around the 300 range, right? 300 to 400 range. So if you find a good condo, duplex townhome, or non-condo as well, within that price range, it could be very appealing to especially first-time home buyers or investors. So I'm not surprised that this went up a little bit. Year to year, it was a little bit of a big jump down. But last year, again, with the low interest rates, we did see a lot, especially a lot of investors and a lot of people trying to just jump in on this opportunity to get into the market at a low interest rate. So it did drop a little bit, but we're starting to see it come back up a little bit. So we'll see where that takes us in the coming months. So if we look at the overall average price, the top line here is last year. We're this little dot at January, so we'll see how the rest of the year plays out. Yes, we are lower. So what's selling? Again, that 200 to 300 range, and even up to 200, that is the most popular for sales and listings as well. And as soon as we start kind of crossing into the 400 and plus, it drops off quite a bit. For months of inventory, we are seeing a little bit lower amounts, up to the $400,000 range. Again, that kind of lines up with the single family detached homes. As soon as we get into the higher prices, we are seeing a lot more inventory. So if you are in that market, as a buyer, you will be able to find some deals. And as a seller, make sure you have that listing stand out. Days on market, we're taking a little bit longer, all kind of around the same. You will see some of these, the higher price ones, kind of looking like it's not taking that long, but remember, there's not that many sales with that. So again, it can kind of skew the average there. So how many are selling at or over list price? There's not as many a little bit of a gain from last month, so we'll see if that trend continues like it did last year. Okay, now we're going to look at apartment style condos. So 995 active, 153 sold, which means just over 86% active and 13% sold. So you can see there was quite a bit more listings than there were sold this month for apartment style condos. So just over 400 new listings and just over 100 sold. So for the average price, it did increase a little bit monthly, and year to year we did dip off a little bit. So looking at the overview of last year, this line up at the top is from last year. We are a little bit lower if you see this little orange dot on January. So we'll see where that trend kind of continues. We have been increasing a little bit month to month, so we'll see if that continues. What is selling with apartment condos? So most of them are up to the $200,000 range. Same with listings. And as we increase in price, you'll see that drop off as well. Months of inventory. There is a large amount of inventory for apartment condos, so it is more of a buyer's market for apartments. If you're looking to get into the market, first-time home buyer or an investor, now is a good time to find some deals. Days on market. It is taking a little bit longer for these to sell. So how many are selling at or over list price? There is not that many. So there are deals out there. So if you are a seller trying to sell an apartment kind of condo, remember, be competitive, price competitively, and ensure that your property is top notch, clean, shows well and everything. And that's how you stand out. All right, that's it for now. If you have any other questions or if you want to know how this applies to you, let me know. I'm always happy to help you. You can text, call, email, whatever it is. I'm here to help. So until next time, see you.